This is Ramu, Associate Professor, Department of CSC, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. In last class, we have seen pointers and various types of pointers. In this class, we are going to see what is a null pointer, what is a generic or void pointer, wild pointer, and dangling pointers. We'll see these four topics. In the exam interview point of view, these four are very important. If you observe the interview questions on pointer, you may observe what is a generic pointer, what is a wild pointer, what is a dangling pointer, what is the difference between null pointer and void pointer. These kind of questions you may observe. Okay, check it the Google. Right. First, what is a null pointer? See, null pointer. If you just create a pointer without assigning any data, any address, then simply you can use by using null. You can apply. See, null pointer is always contains by default value is 0. Null pointer contains by default value is 0, and you can create a null pointer by assigning the null value. Null is a keyword. By using null, you are going to assign the 0 to the pointer. See, we'll see with a small example. For example, if you create a int star p. Int star p is a pointer variable, right? For example, if you printf of %d and p, then see what is the answer here. We didn't assign anything, right? So by default value is 0, 1 right here. For example, if you assign the value as null, now you can check it. What is the output? The value is 0. Yes or no? The value is 0. The value is 0. This is clear? So if you want assign null or 0, then you should use a null as a keyword. NULL is the capital letters. All are the capital letters. Just use a null as a keyword. You just assign the null to the p. Then this is called as a null assignment. It's a null pointer. But if you forgot or if you use like this, please note this. If you use like this kind of pointer is called as a wild pointer. Wild character or wild pointer. So we'll see. Now I'm going to show you an example. You didn't assign anything, even including null, then that kind of pointer variable is called as a wild pointer. Wild means it is going to retrieve some unnecessary memory, right? Some ambiguity and as well as some garbage values. It will retrieve based on the system. It is going to get the various values. But if you assign a null, in any compiler, it is going to give the value as 0. Please note this. That is the difference. Wild pointer versus null pointer. Wild pointer means, so you didn't assign anything, you just create a pointer variable, then it's called a wild pointer. If you assign null value, then it's a null pointer. If you assign null pointer, the by default value is 0. If you didn't assign anything, means it is going to take some garbage value or so any value in the memory. We didn't predict that value. Is this clear? This is the wild pointer and as well as the null pointer. This is clear? The next thing. So this is the void pointer. What is the meaning of void pointer? See, void is a data type. Void is a data type. It is a pointer that has a no assigned data type. For example, if you want to store the integer address, then you should create an integer variable, right? Integer pointer variable. Yes or no? Integer pointer variable. And you can take a equal to 5 and p equal to ampersand of a. For example, if you want to store the float value address, then you should use a float pointer. Yes or no? Float pointer. If you want to create a generic pointer, if you create a generic pointer that can store all the kinds of data types, then that kind of key word is void. Void is a type. So void of star p means star p is going to store any kind of data. It can store integer, char, float, double, whatever it may be. All the types it can store. That is the purpose of the void pointer. See, it is a pointer that has no assigned data type with it. A void pointer can hold address of any type and can be typecasted into any type. Typecast means converting the type to the other type, right? It is also called as a generic pointer and does not have any standard data type, right? And it is created by using void keyword. We will see what is the purpose of this one. For example, see here I'm going to take int star p. So instead of that, float star p, right? But I'm going to store the character type char of a equal to char of a equal to character a, right? After that, what I'm going to do, p equal to ampersand of a, right? Here if you use c and star p, now see what is the output we're going to get here. It's empty, right? Output is empty. Why the output is empty? For example, if you use character here, if you save and if you run the code, see you're getting a, right? But if you use a float here, we didn't get any output. Yes or no? We didn't get any output. The reason is if you use a float, then you should store only float variables. That is the reason. So if you want to handle this kind of problems, you just use a float. Void is a data type. Void, right? Void of star a, and so please note this. So which type you need to convert? Character, right? Character type. So after this, see, now it can store. Now it will work. Yes or no? This is called as a typecasting. Please note this. This is called as a typecasting. Right? And see here is a void, but I'm going to store the character type. Even if you want, see, for example, if you want to store the float variable, float data, float of a equal to 12.56. See, sorry, 12.56, right? And if you use percentage %f, and I should use float here, right? My conversion type is float only. That is the reason. Is this clear? That is the purpose of void. Void is a generic pointer. You can store any kind of data using void pointer. Is this clear? So, but you should do the typecasting. If you forgot the typecasting, it is going to generate an error. Invalid way of using the pointer, void pointer. Is this clear? This is the way using the void pointer. And wild. See, wild character or wild pointer means a wild pointer is also called as an uninitialized pointer. See, just now you see null pointer, right? Null pointer means you're going to assign null value. But if you didn't assign anything, then it's called as a wild pointer. Because they point some arbitrary memory location and may cause a program to crash or behave badly. Get the garbage value or you will get an error also. Is this clear? And coming to the dangling pointer. Dangling pointer means after allocating the memory, you are going to deallocate the memory, then that kind of pointer is called as a dangling pointer. See, a pointer points to the memory location that has been deleted is called as a dangling pointer. There are three ways to create the dangling pointer. See, deallocation of memory or function call or variable goes to out of scope. See, it's simple. For example, here the variable is there, p is there, right? P has some address. But if you're going to delete this address, free is a keyword, right? Using p, I'll tell you what is a p and free and everything. See, if you deallocate the memory, then that time this is called as a deallocation memory. So when you deallocate the memory, then this is called as a dangling pointer. Now P is called as a dangling pointer. After that, you don't have any provision to use that variable. Right? Is this clear? This is called as a dangling pointer. Right? Even functions also, in the functions also, you can use a dangling pointer. Means if you allocate the memory, if you allocate the normal memory, for example, I'll show you. For example, see, int a, int function, right? Int a equal to 5, return ampersand of a, return ampersand of a, means a return address, right? So when I use the address, I should use star here. After this, observe carefully. Observe carefully. See, here I'm going to take one int star p equal to function. Right? So this is the function. We're going to clear the memory. Clear the memory. See, if you use %d, comma, observe carefully, if you use %d, comma, star p, then see what is the output you're going to get here. Zero, right? Zero. Why? Because now pointer, see, allocating memory is not too constant. So this the variable is only up to this function only. This is not for entire function. For example, if you use a static, you already learned the storage classes, right? Static int. Now, if you run this code, static means that is variable available in the throughout the memory, right? Yes or no? Now, see, the output is 5. Means, see, if you use a normal variable, then now the p is called as a here, the p is called as a dangling pointer. Means, after deleting the memory, means here the memory is deleted. Memory is deleted. That is why this is called as a dangling pointer. This is clear. This is a function called dangling pointer. And out of scope means if you create a variable, but in the bracket you are going to assign the some next variable, then this is called as a some out of scope. Means the scope is over. The scope is over. Then that kind of pointer, that kind of data is called as a dangling pointer. Scope variable, scope based variables. That is the three kinds of dangling pointers. Is this clear? So first one is a deallocation of memory using free and function call. You have seen variable goes to out of scope, means the scope is ended, local scope only. Then that kind of variables also comes under the dangling pointers. Is this clear? So in the today's session we have seen what is a void pointer, what is a wild pointer, what is a dangling pointer, right? What is a null pointer? We have seen, right? These four are very, very important in terms of interview. The technical interview, most of the interviewers are going to concentrate on these questions, right? Try to concentrate on this topic. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.